Minerva writes poems. Minerva is only a little bit older than me, but already she has 2 kids and a husband who left. Her mother raised her kids alone, and it looks like her daughters will go that way, too. Minerva cries because her luck is unlucky, every night and every day, and prays. But when the kids are asleep after she's fed them their pancake dinner, she writes poems on little pieces of paper that she folds over and over and holds in her hands a long time. Little pieces of paper that smell like a dime. She lets me read her poems. I let her read mine. She's always sad, like a house on fire. Always something wrong. She has many troubles, but the big one is her husband, who left and keeps leaving. One day she's through and lets him know enough is enough. Out the door he goes, clothes, records, shoes, out the window and the door locked. But that night he comes back and sends a big rock through the window. Then he's sorry, and she opens the door again. Same story. Next week she comes over black and blue and asks, what can she do? Minerva, I don't know which way she'll go. There's nothing I can do. Bums in the attic. I want a house on a hill like the ones with the gardens where Papa works. We go on Sundays, Papa's day off. I used to go. I don't anymore. You don't like to go out with us, Papa says. Getting too old? Getting too stuck up, says Nenny. I don't tell them I'm ashamed. All of us staring out the window like the hungry. I'm tired of looking at what we can't have. When we win the lottery, Mama begins. And then I stop listening. People who live on the hills sleep so close to the stars, they forget those of us who live too much on earth. They don't look down at all, except to be content to live on hills. They have nothing to do with last week's garbage or fear of rats. Night comes. Nothing wakes them but the wind. One day I'll own my own house, but I won't forget who I am or where I came from. Passing bums will ask, "Can I come in?" I'll offer them the attic, ask them to stay, because I know how it is to be without a house. Some days after dinner, guests and I will sit in the front of a fire. Floorboards will squeak upstairs. The attic grumble. Rats? They ask. Bums, I'll say, and I'll be happy. Beautiful and cruel. I'm an ugly daughter. I'm the one nobody comes for. Nenny says she won't wait her whole life for a husband to come and get her. That Minerva's sister left her mother's house by having a baby. But she doesn't want to go that way either. She wants things all her own, to pick and choose. Nenny has pretty eyes, and it's easy to talk that way if you are pretty. My mother says when I get older, my dusty hair will settle, and my blouse will learn to stay clean. But I have decided not to grow up tame like the others, who lay their necks on the threshold waiting for the ball and chain. In the movies, there's always the one with red, red lips who's beautiful and cruel. She's the one who drives the men crazy and laughs them all away. Her power is her own. She will not give it away. I have begun my own quiet war. Simple, sure. I'm one who leaves the table like a man without putting back the chair or picking up the plate. A smart cookie. I could have been someone, my mother says and sighs. She's lived in this city her whole life. She can speak 2 languages. She can sing an opera. She knows how to fix a TV. But she doesn't know which subway train to take to get downtown. I hold her hand very tight while we wait for the right train to arrive. She used to draw when she had time. Now she draws with a needle and thread. Little knotted rosebuds, tulips made of silk thread. Someday she would like to go to the ballet. Someday she would like to see a play. She borrows opera records from the public library and sings with velvety lungs, powerful as morning glories. Today, while cooking oatmeal, she is Madame Butterfly, until she sighs, and points the wooden spoon at me. I could have been somebody, you know. Esperanza, you go to school. Study hard. That Madame Butterfly was a fool. She stirs the oatmeal. Look at my camaraderies. She means Isa- Isaura, whose husband left, and Yolanda, whose husband is dead. Gotta take care all your own, she says, shaking her head. Then out of nowhere, shame is a bad thing, you know. It keeps you down. You want to know why I quit school? Because I didn't have nice clothes. No clothes, but I had brains. Yep, she says, disgusted, stirring again. I was a smart cookie then.